Oh, back again. Another episode of A Muslim and an Atheist Breaks Bread. Is that, Pops?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, man. Right, so last sitting we did a video on Delhi. Being a megacity, obviously a city is more than 10 megacities deemed as a city with more than 10 million people. If I'm correct, someone please tell me if I'm not, because I'm going to keep quoting it. Because I'm not going to look it up because I'm lazy like that. But I think it's 10 million people. Now, we did Delhi. I started with Delhi because I've been there and I just wanted to see what the video had to say. How much was it? 37 million people. 37 million people in Delhi. You know, from 1 billion people in India. So, and that is the capital, I believe. Is it the capital?
I don't know, man.
I think it is. It's definitely the financial capital of India. Whether it is actually the capital, I'd have to look it up, but I believe it is. Now, I'm going to take a look at Mumbai because a friend recently just come back from Mumbai, actually, and they told me that, you know, it's transforming. They are from there originally, and they said that there's a lot of growth there, there's a lot of industry, and I was saying, you know, like, what's it like? So, we're going to take a look at this video and see what the differences are and the rate at what Mumbai is transforming. So I'm not going to keep it too long. I'm going to jump straight into it. But I do just want to say before, thank you for watching the videos. Keep watching them. Keep sharing them. Let's get this video like 200 likes. That's what I'd like. I'd like, you know, 100 comments and 200 likes on the video. If you get that, I'm happy. So, and please let us know what you want us to do next. It's much appreciated. So thanks for the support. Let's dive into it, Pops.
Big things are happening in India's financial and entertainment capital. Its contiguous urban population is nearing 25 million, and its land is surrounded by water, making it the world's second most densely populated major city. But there's hope that a set of 5 transportation mega projects that are under construction simultaneously throughout the city will ease the movement of people and goods and help position it to become a global power center by the middle of the century.
Do you know one thing I'm realising now? When we watch these videos like mega cities and just cities in general, like we don't really think about how important transport is. Do you know, just us in our day-to-day like runnings and that, I don't think we think about, you know, the infrastructure and even the way people can or can't move, how it affects the city, even like down to its like the economics of it. You know, it's essentially, if you can't get things in or out, you can't do anything, can you?
Mm-hmm.
But when we're looking at that many people in such a small space, can you imagine sitting in that traffic? Can you remember that film, Falling Down? No, you can't remember it. What's his name now? Michael Douglas. When the man's in the traffic jam, starts going on a rampage because he's trying to get to his daughter's birthday party.
Yeah.
You remember it? Yeah. Can you imagine? But yeah, so just the importance of it, and it's just crazy. So I'm just thinking of in aspects of when you're building a city like this, do you try and think, is transport the first thing that you have to think about? Like the roads when you're building a city?
I would imagine it's important because it's been in every city that they've ever built. So yeah, it's a clue. You know, it's, again, I don't know how old Mumbai is or if it's a historical city or a new city yet. So it's hard for me to say. I don't think Mumbai's
always been called Mumbai. I don't know for some reason why that's coming into my mind, but I'm sure Mumbai.
You know, but to me, it's just where it's coming from. But certainly in terms of modern city dwelling and the growth and the mega sizes of these cities, there used to be a lot more rural everything in it. But people have flooded into cities and similarly there. So it's just how progress goes within that city. If it's an old city, if it was a new one they built and it's grown, is different from one that's been there for thousands of years.
See, this is what I was just saying. I just thought that was Mumbai, Bombay.
I don't know.
I think it was. I'm sure, if I'm correct, it was called Mumbai years ago. Then it got changed by the British, I think, to Bombay. And then they changed it back. Again, if I'm incorrect, please let me know. But I believe that's what it was. But yeah, let's have a look. Anyway, it looks beautiful there, isn't it? Very looks very built up. Like, you know, you can. Delhi, obviously, when I was looking at it, it looked like a slum. I mean, I'm sure there could be slums in there, but if I was looking at that could be anywhere.
Yeah.
That could be New York,
It's a modern city.
London. Yeah, very modern.
This is Mumbai, the transforming megacity. Surrounded by the Arabian Sea, Mumbai, which means mother in Marathi, the local language, is the heart of the state of Maharashtra, the second most populous country subdivision on Earth and the single largest contributor to India's economy. What was a group of islands were, by 1845, merged into one landmass through multiple land reclamation projects. But it was a turning point in American history that did arguably the most to place Mumbai on its modern path.
Had it not been for the Civil War in the United States, Mumbai probably wouldn't have been as important a city as it is today. That source of raw cotton for the newly industrialized England suddenly dried up due to the Civil War. Simultaneously, they managed to open the Suez Canal, which cut the journey to London into 1/3. So what was a 90-day journey became a 30-day journey. So when you come out of the Suez and you come out of the Red Sea, the port dead ahead was Mumbai. So Mumbai just happened to be in the right place at the right time with the whole of Maharashtra's rich cotton growing culture. One of the things the British brought to us were the railways, mainly to move goods from the hinterland directly to the port. And the port really grew like mad.
Today, Mumbai's seaport handles most of the container traffic entering and exiting India, creating many jobs for its residents. Ramesh Shinde commutes by train to work at the port. I work at a shipbuilding company, Mazagon Dock, building submarines. We've already built 5 submarines and we're currently building the 6th. The prospect of good, stable employment has been attracting people from across India for decades.
In India, we have a huge problem of people migrating to the metros. You can't prevent people from coming to the city of Mumbai. They have as much right to come here as any other Indian. You either figure out how to make things better or you vote in people who figure out how to make things better.
The challenge is that the city's population has grown far faster than their government's ability to build infrastructure. And it's been happening for so long now that no matter who they elect, there's a lot of catching up to do.
Infrastructure was being built to try and keep up with the needs of the city. But from the 1970s onwards, we had a lot of setbacks in spending money. We had a complete lack of foresight. So, when you reach 10 million people and your infrastructure is good for 2, and you bring up your infrastructure to 10 million people, by the time you do that, it's already surpassed 15 million and it's inadequate.
To close the gap, 5 massive transportation builds are happening at the same time. The first is the Mumbai Metro, one of the most ambitious and important transit initiatives in history.
Right now, our suburban railway is lifeline of Mumbai. This suburban railway carries around 9 million passengers. The new metro network which we are creating will be carrying around 7 million or 8 million passengers. We are almost doubling it.
Gigantic tunnel boring machines are being used to construct 8 lines at the same time through the living city. They can't come soon enough. The existing suburban railway is completely maxed out, carrying 3 times more passengers than originally intended.
Fun fact for you, you see them tunnel digging things, I can't remember what they're called, but a guy from Bristol made them, first guy to ever invent them. His name was Isambard Kingdom Burnell. Like, this guy was a genius and like an engineer. He's actually the guy who, he didn't invent time, but he invented the clock or something like that. So basically, he was the first person to realise that when you're travelling from north to the south, how much time you lose. So, because you used to go over on a horse and stuff. So obviously, what they thought, when they left somewhere and they got somewhere, they thought, this is the time there, that was the time. But they used to lose, I think it was 12 minutes every journey from the north to the south. So that's why if you go to Bristol on the town hall, they've got two, like, what's it called?
Clock.
Two clock hands. So you got two hands, they've got three on it. So one's always representative of lost time, and then the other one's a fun fact for you.
Indeed.
Crazy, man. I remember them Indian trains, man. Savage.
Taste of love.
Not only is this extremely stressful, it's dangerous. Around 2,000 people die every year on these tracks. Conditions that cause constant delays. There is no fast train, and it doesn't come on time. If the train on the Central Line doesn't come on time, then we miss the connecting Western Line train. It is difficult to get on the train for a non-Mumbaiker. It can get very crowded. I'm a local, and I can't even get on the Virar train. The first 2 above-ground metro lines opened earlier this year to positive reviews. With the metro, we sit in air conditioning and travel for 30 rupees. So it is very convenient. Otherwise, imagine how much money one would spend on a taxi or a rickshaw. The most important arterial line will run 33 kilometers under many of Mumbai's most historic buildings.
This is going to be the first underground metro that the city is going to witness. I live right outside what is going to be an underground metro station soon. I think it's going to make traveling very convenient, and it's underground, so there is very little damage to the built heritage or built parts of the city. The way the networks are being built right now, it's made connectivity so much easier and convenient. You get on from your railway station, you have a skywalk that's connecting you to a metro line, and from there directly home. I remember speaking to R.A. Rajiv. He said that while the first metro project took about 10 years, they were really hoping to make the rest of the lines quicker, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that happen in the rest of the city, the suburbs.
The current plan is for 14 lines to make up a 360-kilometer network. It'll also help ease traffic congestion. The road is very, very stressful. Clutch, brake, clutch, brake. There's a lot of traffic. Driving a car is very difficult. And what's more difficult than driving is parking. That's also a problem.
No parking space.
Mumbai's layout means its most popular areas are in its southern end, like Bollywood, India's booming film and media industry. Many of its stars live in Bandra, a lush, upscale neighborhood. A little further south is the city's historic heart, home to government agencies, the main business district and university, luxury hotels, and famous landmarks, including the Gateway of India, the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus railway station, and the ensemble of Victorian and Art Deco buildings that face each other across Oval Maidan Park. However, this area is so congested that it can take well over an hour to get to the airport by car. That's where project number 2 comes in. The Coastal Road will be a 29.2-kilometer expressway that will cut this travel time to just 20 to 25 minutes when it opens next year.
As a civil engineer, it's a dream project. It has everything that a civil engineer can dream of, including reclamation, seawall, bridges, tunnel. We've had some world records on this also. We've had 456 meters of mining in a month, which has never happened.
The Coastal Road project was a dream in India, and now it is being built. So there's a lot of progress in India. The project also creates 10.5 kilometers of non-stop waterfront promenade with various green spaces and will improve ease of travel to Sanjay Gandhi National Park, the world's largest tropical urban forest. However, the highway will also be a massive concrete barrier that cuts off much of the seafront, replacing that view with loud vehicle traffic. Cautionary tales of such an approach can be found in the US cities of Seattle and Boston, which recently spent billions to open up access to their precious waterfronts by tearing down viaduct highways to reroute traffic through newly dug tunnels instead. Other concerns include encouraging more car ownership, which could make air pollution and traffic worse, that it neglects the needs of carless residents who make up a majority of the city's population, and it seems to ignore perhaps the city's biggest threat.
When you build roads which are 1 kilometer into the sea, you need more roads to be built to connect that. You're increasing your built infrastructure. That increases cost, that increases the damage that you're doing to the environment. You're reclaiming your seas for this. At a time when there is a threat of the city submerging, we need to seriously think about whether a coastal road is really going to benefit the city 50 years down the line. Are we going to see more waterlogging incidents during the rain? None of that has really been thought of.
Mumbaikars call elevated highways, like the coastal road, flyovers. Another one is the Sawri-Worli connector, the third major project. It will cut through the island, so vehicles can cross the city uninterrupted from coast to coast. This taxi driver is constantly navigating its construction. Based on conversations with his customers, he has a good idea of how this new piece of infrastructure will be used. When the bridge is built, the locals who have to go into the suburbs will go from below. The rest of the people will go up over the flyover.
So we first had a whole series of flyovers in Mumbai, but they were all north-south. So east-west connectivity was terrible.
Kurush lives in the satellite city of Navi Mumbai, which will benefit from the fourth project. The Trans-Harbor Link is a 21.8-kilometer bridge for vehicles to quickly cross the bay-like inlet of the Arabian Sea that separates the island city from the Indian mainland. When it opens this year, it will be the longest sea bridge in the country.
It is not just a transportation corridor. It will be an engine of economic growth. So what this bridge does is, actually it brings the mainland within a distance of 12 to 15 minutes, adding a huge land parcel to Mumbai.
With the bridge in place, the fifth project makes a lot of sense. The Navi Mumbai International Airport will provide what many other global cities already have: one airport dedicated to international flights and a second for domestic travelers. With an urban area nearly twice as dense as the national capital, it is vital that Mumbai's transportation system works. So even though these 5 big projects have taken decades, now that the steel has been laid and the concrete poured, an even more ambitious vision is emerging.
The city has transformed. We're moving towards becoming a megapolis.
We're looking at something all the way to the Gujarat border in the north, to Murbad in the east, and to Mangaon on the Bombay-Goa highway in the south. That is what we've realized the city of Mumbai is going to be. And that's the Mumbai metropolitan region ultimately.
But an example of the constantly evolving trade-offs to continual development is Garai, a part of the city that has remained fairly immune to its sprawl. Lying just across Minori Creek, it is only accessible from the south by ferry.
In the evening, the place is totally deserted. You don't feel like you are in Mumbai. This is a beautiful place.
Hillary has seen firsthand just how fast things are changing.
Now people are crazy for money. Everybody wants a fast life. Yeah, everybody has sold a property. Before there was not a single wall over here. Now since you buy the property, you construct your own wall.
Hillary says he's content making about $8 a day, even though he has to spend hours driving 15 kilometers to the closest compressed natural gas pump and wait in line each time he needs to fill up. Authorities want to build a bridge to connect Garai and its beaches to the rest of the city. They say this will give residents like him more services, like gas pumps.
They will give you options. If you need a gas pump over here, we have to construct the bridge. To win something, you have losing something. But if they construct the bridge and all, the beauty of this place is going to vanish. Mangroves and everything will be disappeared over here.
Do you know what it is? Just leave it alone, man. No, you don't need bridges going everywhere.
Man wants gas, man. What's wrong with you?
Just leave him, man. He's all right. He can wait. He's happy to queue for his gas, man.
He's happy, but the new people who are buying properties and building walls won't be.
Well, I'm buying no properties where there's no gas, then, innit? Trying to just destroy everything, man.
No land will be saved.
So even though his income could improve, he doesn't want the bridge. He thinks it'll ruin the relatively quiet life he and his wife enjoy among the water-absorbing mangrove ecosystem that helps protect them from rising seas and storm flooding. Most of the rest of Mumbai's mangroves have been completely destroyed.
Nobody else is destroying the nature. We ourselves are destroying the nature and we are blaming the nature. What nature can do? Nature needs stand still. Take care of the nature. Everything will be fine. If you play with the nature, you have to pay the fine. If you cooperate with the nature, nature will cooperate with you.
That's right, but what do you do? It's a trade-off, isn't it? It's always a trade-off, like the building that coastal road. But
Progress, them call it.
yeah, but I get, the city, because once you got that many people on top of each other, or like I said, the transport links, like obviously when you're seeing people hanging out of trains and you can't do that, then yeah, you need to build out. But when it just becomes because people want to move to beautiful places, but end up destroying the beauty in it. Like, so what, you've been there for, I've just come from the city where it's all jam-packed, horrible, like smoggy. I'm gonna go up to Garai where it's nice, the air's clean, there's space. I'm gonna build up the land and I build a big wall. Then I'm gonna get them to build me some gas pumps. Then I'm just gonna invite all my friends to come up here. Then we're gonna build a bridge linking us to where we just come from. It's like, it don't make no sense. No sense whatsoever. Like, you go places if you want that kind of living, and it's half like the reason why sometimes I love the idea of going to live out like in the sticks, and it feel like, oh yeah, you'd be out on your own, you'd be green, like you just be. But then I also know that I like also being in the mix of things as well. That's why I won't go, because I'd be like, if I was too isolated and I was too far out, you're gonna have to have people over all the time, then I'm gonna have to be commuting, I'm gonna have to take some big satellite dishes, all that kind of stuff. So really I want city living in the sticks, so you might as well just stay in the city. No sense, man. It's ambitious though, the project. What do you think of that? I know you like to see like the development side of these things, so
Yeah, it's catering for its people, as it says, but by the time it responds, it's changed. But yo,
would you go there? It was nice, man, I think.
yeah, it look nice.
Would you go?
Yeah, I'll go anywhere. As long as it's free. But they're paying my money.
Listen,
to go there.
anyone who watches these, our regular supporters, yeah, if you want us to come out and see you in India, yeah, we'll come and link you in it. Like I said, message me and we'll meet up and we'll have a chat about the changing face of India. See, I've even already thought of the podcast name. There we go. Yeah, man, Mumbai, definitely somewhere that's on my hit list. And I'm sure Mumbai was Bombay, because I heard him say something about Bombay. I'm sure it was. I can't remember why it changed. I don't think it was always Bombay. I'm sure the British changed it to Bombay. Please let me know, because that's going to bug me. Yeah, definitely somewhere I'd like to go. As I said, when I go back to India next year, the year after next, 2025, yeah, I'm gonna put that on my list of places to go. So hit me up with places where I can visit people. Garai, I'm coming. Don't build the bridge. Alright, we out. Peace.